Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting this Christmas meeting of Shepreth Parish Council. I'd like to thank everybody for making the effort this evening. Richard, you're right.
Anytime. You know how much I love Christmas.
Yeah, I do. Right, first thing on the agenda, to receive apologies for absence. We've got one apology this evening, which is Susan van der Ven. Any other apologies? No? Okay.
What's her
We've got the water.
reason?
We've got the water.
Is that right? Right. Comes up, got an apology.
Right under the table.
Oh, is it?
Richard,
right.
can you pick your
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yours is right.
Ah.
Okay.
Excuse me. Me mouth,
Thank you.
Ah. Okay, no other apologies for absence. To receive declarations of interest on any matters on the agenda, all of you with dispensation with regard to the village hall, if you'd like to just state that now.
Yeah.
That's great. Anybody else got any disclosures of interest on matters on the agenda this evening?
Ready?
Good.
Okay.
Okay, to approve the minutes of the meeting for the 12th of November, you've all had these. Are you happy for me to sign these as a true and fair representation of the meeting?
Yeah. I've just been bribed, I thought I ought to mention that.
What?
The chocolate.
The chocolates.
Thank God we skimmed it off the contract for that.
Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you, Cyril.
Thank you for the chocolates.
Updates and decisions and actions from previous meeting. Maria, you've got a few of these.
Yeah. You'll be happy to know the light in the phone box is now working.
Yes, it is.
It stays on for a couple of minutes and it comes back on when you move its own sensor.
Oh, that's good.
I'm awaiting 2 more quotes for the car park lighting, which is good news, and this will be on the agenda for next month. And I'd like to say thank you on behalf of Ruth for all the people who took part in the village litter pick on the 15th of November. Great work. The last item is, unfortunately, Sean Griffin is no longer a parish councillor as a result of non-attendance for 6 months. So
Have you said it?
no, there will be the co-option procedure taking place in February. This will be advertised tomorrow. That's it.
I did actually receive a text message from Sean, basically saying that he'd had a few personal problems and he would ring me, but I never heard anything. And I tried to ring him and he didn't answer, so that was it.
No, I thought he was a good bloke.
And it's a bit sad, but we have to abide by the rules, and the rules are with
No
non-attendance and
it's
no
not just
apology.
non-attendance to do with no apologies as well.
Yeah.
Well, yes, I mean, it's not.
Okay, public participation. We appear to be very short on public these days. We must be making this very boring now. No? Okay, right. That used to take half an hour previously, didn't it?
Come on, get on with it.
To receive reports and updates and issues from County and District Councillor. Susan Philippa is here. Unfortunately, Philippa hasn't made an effort with... oh, here we go.
Wait.
Okay. Do you want us to run through Susan's report first while you're getting dressed up?
Yes.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yes, please.
Right, we've got a report from Susan, which if you give a synopsis of, then basically we'll put that up on the website. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fine. The outline from Susan is the county budget consultation. It looks like the county council will be allowed to raise an extra 2% towards social care. There is a blue badge consultation at the moment, and a small increase is being proposed by the county council to help cover administrative costs. The annual cost for users will go up by £1. Good news for the mobile library. After a lot of lobbying, there's and a special thanks to a Shepreth resident. This will still be happening. Next item, the dual-use cycle/walk signs on the new path will be installed when the path connecting Shepreth Lakes with Foxton Level Crossing is done in the new year. And then there's other items about practical solutions group, which Shepreth like to join, and also a reminder about Maine and how Shepreth can become involved. I will circulate this to the councillors and put it on the website for more details.
Okay.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan, in your absence. Philippa, you're on. Do you want to take centre stage?
Oh,
we
very
go.
good. That's worth waiting
Right.
Can't read it.
I
You can't see a thing.
can't see a thing. They're very dirty. I think they've been involved in lots of craft Christmas decoration days at
Right.
Rutgers Primary School.
Yeah.
Anyway, through the murk, it's a very boring report, so it's just as well I'm enlivening it with a little bit of an outfit. Yes. Now, it's confirmed that as part of the electoral review, the number of district councillors are going to be reduced from 56 to 55. You might think that's a good thing.
It's not worth the effort. Just for one. I mean, if you're going to have a car, you chop it in half.
Well, the trouble is, I think we might have more difficulty getting people to do it if they've got to look after more people, actually.
Yeah,
That
but one
is
is hardly worth the effort, is it?
No, 50, what did I say? 56 to 45.
Oh, you said 45.
I beg your
I do
pardon.
apologise.
So 45.
Oh, okay.
Have you received, Maria, a notification that you're allowed to, the parish council is allowed to make its views known? About
Yes,
That's,
on
we've
the
got that on the
agenda.
agenda.
It's on the agenda
Yeah.
Okay.
later.
Can I strongly urge you to stay with Meldreth?
Yes,
We-
will.
We
have decided
We're
that.
We
there.
have decided that. I think we were just going to just
Yeah.
confirm that now and basically then get Maria to respond. Is
We
that
don't know where
okay?
the other ones are.
Fantastic.
We don't go very far.
Because we don't want to lose you.
If we don't do it properly, we won't be taken seriously. So
No.
Exactly.
No,
and
it's
there's
very
always that
important to be
danger,
taken
isn't
seriously.
there?
And I think
Yes.
it's very
But
important.
you stand there, it's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yes, yeah. The local plan, the council has revised the local plan in response to the inspector, and it's not very greatly changed. Whereas previously they were told they had to find land for 19,000 houses by 2030. They've now got to find 19,500 houses, and it remains the district's planning provision to concentrate new housing on the city fringes and new developments. But given their inability to get North Stow off the ground, I'm not holding my breath. Now, consultation is open again on these revised proposals, which means we go to consultation and then we go back to the inspector, and then the inspector has some more hearings, and then you'll know sometime in the very... I might be saying this again at Christmas next year.
With the glasses?
Yes, probably. I'll be on a loop. We've talked about the planning committees possibly removing the rights of parish councils for automatically referring planning applications up to them. That has now been shelved for the time being because it's become a bit of a hot potato. I think a lot of parish councils have put in their very strong views that they don't want that right to be lost. So the decision has been deferred for 6 months. And on the subject of planning, the district has just announced that it is going to amalgamate, or it is in talks to amalgamate, the City District and Huntingdon planning services, which means we will have a shared planning service. I don't think any of those 3 planning departments are held in very high esteem, so we're joining with 2 other not very well run planning departments.
Start will triple that. So
Yeah, I don't know whether that is a good idea. Questions have been asked about the wisdom of it, and also whether it can demonstrate that it's going to be cost effective or any of the above, really. And that is it.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
Okay.
I told you it was boring.
No, I was in, you thought you were in full flow then.
No.
Any questions of Philippa?
just to say thank you for doing the double yellow lines up Frog End at
Oh, well, that's not me, that's Susan, but I will.
Yeah, well, you can pass it on.
I will, that's great. So has that car stopped parking?
No.
No, park's right at the end of the
No,
hill,
right
yeah.
Oh,
on the end of
really?
it. Box
Yeah.
right on the end of
It's
it
not near
outside.
where you
But it's not near where you,
No.
it's had to move down.
No,
it's
so
all right.
It's better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
Right.
job.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Quick
Philippa,
one.
yes, sir.
Quick one. You said there's going to be a consultation on Frog End. Can you remember when the dates were for that?
That
It's
again
on
is
our
a
website,
Susan
I
thing.
think it's the 25th.
Do you
or
mean the
27th.
whole junction?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the website, the date.
Yeah.
The 20, I can't remember exactly what date,
Them
25th or
bollocks,
27th, yeah.
It's on the,
January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
January, yeah. And it's in Susan's report in the newsletter as well. So, sorry, I can't remember the exact date.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making the effort. Do you want a chocolate?
I'll have one, thank
Do
you.
you want another one?
No, one at Christmas is enough.
Are you sure? One of anything at Christmas is enough, isn't it? Okay, right, 638. Updates and decisions relating to Village Hall, Douglas.
Yeah, two of us would like to speak, but at the moment I'm a representative of the parish, chairman and the treasurer. I'm going to give up being a representative, and Ruth, with your blessing, is going to become a representative to the Village Hall. As a general update, most of the decorative work has been finished. The curtains have been finished off, the kitchen's looking good, there's a new cupboard in the disabled toilet. So most of the things we planned to do have been finished. And a great thanks to you, Tony. The clock's working. What was wrong with it is that the wire came loose.
Yeah,
While he was up there doing the Christmas
Bit of
tree,
insulation tape.
he saw that they'd come apart, he joined them up, and lo and behold, it's been keeping good time for what, 5-6 days now?
Yeah.
That's
It's quite
excellent
interesting
news.
setting it because you have to have one out the front, one in the
This is
hall,
true,
and one
because
up
there's no
there. So it
window.
takes three of you to set the clock. Just going back to Douglas's situation with resigning as the PC's representative on the Village Hall committee. Ruth, you want to take over?
I'm happy
You're happy to take over. We just have to
Yep.
have a proposer. Well, I think we
we
can do that under Village Hall. I
Yeah.
think we can do that under
Yeah,
Village Hall.
next-
So I think if we have a proposer
Yeah.
for that and a seconder,
Proposal.
and those in favour, those against,
Okay.
you're abstaining.
I'd just like to say, I'd like to pass over to Ruth now because she's got more to say on another matter.
Okay, Ruth.
Right, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Well, basically, I had agreed to carry on looking for funding for the project to go up, to have the room above the changing room. But our focus has changed somewhat now. The Montessori school is closing at the end of this term after 27 years. So we no longer have the storage problems that we had. Because you know, all the problems out there with the storage. We were basically going to use this room for storage and have the meeting room upstairs. So we're now going to advertise the hall as being available for use by the groups of people. We thought maybe people that want to play bridge or whist, perhaps start up a friendship club, which was something I think Jenny Ravenhill was thinking about when she was parish council chairman, and maybe even film evenings. I think that's something Nick Mann was quite interested in doing, getting equipment for a projector and a screen, and perhaps having film evenings. So apart from that, so I'll start looking into costs for what we need for that and whether it's going to be feasible. But at the moment now, we're going to concentrate on the changing rooms. So we think about we'll leave a flat roof there, so that needs to be replaced. We won't know how much it needs until we get the top off, whether it's just replacing the covering or whether it's stripping right back and taking the timbers as well. They're used, the changing rooms are used mainly by the Saturday and Sunday footballers who use the parish council recreation ground. And the toilets are also used for other events that are based on the rec, like the annual fair and various other whatever else goes on out there. The changing rooms are acceptable, but the actual shower rooms are really a bit of a state. If you're anything up above, I would think slim, it's quite difficult to get into the toilet cubicles. You have to go in, you have to slide in sideways
Not
down
over
the
the
side
top.
of the toilet and then close the door and then which is not easy for some people. So I think that's what we're going to be looking at now. The shower trays leak and make the walls damp. the extractor fans don't properly vent to the outside, so that's probably doing all sorts of damage up in the roof space. So that's what we're going to start looking at now. Replacing the roof, doing up the changing rooms. So if we get some prices together, instead of perhaps asking for a donation towards a new room, we would like to come to the parish council and see if they'd be willing to give us some money towards the changing room. We've probably got enough room to do the roof in our funds now,
Okay.
with the donation from the Shepreth Fair.
Okay.
Can I just say one thing, Ruth, you've put that very polite. Them showers and toilet rooms are disgusting. There's no other word for them. They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they need sorting out because whoever comes in to use the place and them toilets down there are just.
See better days. haven't they?
They've had it.
Disaster.
They are disaster.
How old are they still? Are they putting one in the extension and stuff?
Yeah. Like, I don't know, 40 years.
Yeah, they're not pleasant.
Okay.
40 years. Well, the roof, going on to the roof, you know, where the ventilators are, well,
Yeah.
they're sealed up because I had to put some tarpaulin over there because the rain just comes straight
Oh,
through.
through the ventilators,
Through the
okay.
lift.
Yeah,
The ventilators are not there.
Ah,
Well,
so,
they are, but
well, that's not doing the fabric of the building any good.
well, it's been
because
like
there's
that
no-
at least 10 years.
Okay.
So it's the roof and the shower. And we would ask that the parish look favourably at helping with the cost of renewing and sorting out the loos and the showers.
Fine. No problem. Okay. Rec, Jimmy.
Excuse me.
Rex looking very tidy.
They cut it again, haven't they?
Rec found a coat, a hat, which is hanging on the posts. Old Schofields looking okay. Collins Close, battleground.
Mm.
Mr. McGovern, number 12. Part of his popular trees come over onto the recreation ground, the strong winds. It's snapped and it's leaning over. I mean, could we just send him a letter?
Send him a letter.
Yeah, I'll send you
Yeah.
a letter.
Yeah.
What number are you?
Number 12.
12.
12.
Okay.
I did knock the deer.
Yeah, I'll just pop round.
Well, I know, Rob, he'll sort that out.
He'll take it
He'll
out and
sort that out.
just saw it down and put it in his log fire with
Yeah,
his electric saw.
I'll contact him. Thank
Because
you.
that's the only thing, you mean, but they look nice and tidy. No problems with any apart from Collins Close, like the battle's thrown up there. They made it raining and the kids are still playing in the mud.
Has the gate been done?
The gate was done a while ago. The
Yeah.
2 new bins are going to be installed next week
Yeah.
by Justin and the team.
We've got the new bins now, they're going to be cemented in and they're going to
Yeah.
be proper.
They're
I'm
bins
surprised
that
they're
South
used,
Cams
they're,
recommended.
you know,
They're a lot
they get
bigger.
damaged, they're not used.
What bins? The bins are used, they're
Right.
overflowing.
Yeah, but they're only
Just
small.
drop them.
They're not a very good design.
Mm.
Not very
Right.
practical, the actual built bins that are there. So.
Thank you, Jimmy. Anything else? Okay, right. 639, finance and payments. Just read these out. These are the amounts not including VAT. Clerk's salary £448.72. Hearts and Cams, this is for 2 cuts of the wreck, Old Schoolfield, War Memorial and Collins Close, £290. We are apportioning these cuts on Collins Close, aren't we?
Yes,
Yeah, we are,
that's
that's one.
okay.
Christmas tree lights, £63. Christmas tree, £83.33. 2 bins for Collins Close, £281.26. That will also go onto the Collins Close fund. And supplying and installing the new light for the book exchange, £125. Any questions of those? Yes, sir.
The bins, is that just the bill for the bins and will Justin will be on top to fit
Justin's
them? Or is
will
that
be-
all in?
No,
they'll be on
that's
top
the
to
bill.
fit them.
Just for the
That's
kit.
the bill for the actual 2
That-
bins.
yeah.
They're the bins that South Cams recommended. So
Yeah.
I checked that they were the right ones.
They're the nuclear bomb-proof bins.
I'm not sure
Yep.
about that. But, yeah.
Probably not
No.
Collins Close.
Justin's going to
proof,
get back to the
nuclear
quote, but it
bomb-proof.
might be about £50 or £60 per bin because you've got to actually concrete it in or something.
Yeah.
It's quite technical. You don't just plonk it down. So
Okay,
Thank you.
so do I have a proposal for those? Seconder, those in favour, those against? Are you abstaining on that, Ruth, or are you
Oh,
in?
sorry, I beg
You're
your
in
pardon.
favour?
I was looking for
Okay.
the copy that
Brunhilde, if you don't mind.
Okay, fine. 6:40 clerk's report. Maria.
That's all the usual bits and pieces, drafting agendas, displaying notices, displaying agenda, responding to inquiries, dealing with planning, freedom of information requests, the PAYE, invoices, finance, updating website, newsletter copy. They're the main bits. Last one.
Okay, any questions of Maria from anybody on the council or anybody out there?
Any complaints?
All two of you?
No.
So your time's dropping off a bit.
No complaints?
No complaints.
Yeah. Okay, right, 641, precept. This is the main event of the evening. What I propose to do, you've got a copy of the precept there. What I propose to do is to work through this line by line, like we did last year. Discuss it, take a vote on each line, and then we should have a precept set which we will then either adopt or we won't adopt. So I'm going to do this the way I did it last year, if everybody remembers how we did it, yeah? Got it there, Jimmy? Yeah. Right.
There's the accounts there as well.
You've got the accounts there as well. We are going to be slightly over spent this year on the precept, so we basically, looks like we under precept last year. We did cut it right to the bone, or, sorry? Are you going to speak?
Is that a toffee?
Very nice though.
Good, very good.
Well,
Right, come on then.
we've gone slightly over, but we've just got the VAT refund, so we probably haven't if you take that into
Take the VAT
account.
refund back in, we'll probably
Probably
be,
about breaking even.
okay,
Yeah.
there or thereabouts.
So not too bad.
We've all had these letters from South Cambs, which you've all seen, which said that there's probably going to be a little bit more expense put our way. So what I propose to do is just work through this line by line, and then say take a vote on each line. The figures that are down, the main, obviously you've got the approved precept of last year, the handwritten figures down the side don't really take an awful lot of notice of. This is me just playing and scribbling around, but Maria's sort of told me I was wrong on quite a few things. So we had 550 for the clerk's salary last year, 5,500 for the clerk's salary last year. The clerk's salary is one of the most, obviously the main cost of the precept, that with grounds maintenance. We were thinking this could be a little bit more with the website and bits and pieces that we're doing, and the precept is purely and simply the precept. It doesn't mean to say we're going to spend it.
No.
And I put down 6,000 for the clerk's salary this year, working out with the figures we've been through. So, any comments on that? Anyone higher, anyone
What do you
lower?
reckon the spend this year is going to be, as we're on 3-4 now?
Well, that doesn't
And
include
that's
this
8
month,
months.
so there's another. It's probably going to be around 5, just over 5. Probably.
Yeah.
So.
You want an
Just got-
increase?
I don't think this is an increase. What we're talking about here is
just the budget,
we're just
so
looking at the
just-
budget.
Well, we might as
Yeah.
well try and get it right.
And what we're looking at is that there could be an increase, because
Yeah,
Maria
could be.
obviously has got the exams and what's it called and bits and
Oh,
pieces
well,
that
then
she
you
could
can do
we
still.
could redo that. So
Might
this
need a new
is purely and
census
simply, are we going to use the clerk more? I think she's going to have possibly a bit more work next year. Could be wrong, but I think we need to budget for it just in case. So I proposed 6,000 on there. Any other comments?
5.5.
You proposed 5.5.
I'm Scrooge.
I'll
Yeah.
pay 5.5.
5.5. So let's have a vote on this. Those at 6. 1, 2, 3. Those at 5.5. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Now, can I use my chairman's prerogative here? What do we do?
Can we have a vote on it?
Well, shall we split that? Shall we split that?
Do it as 5.
5,750.
Right, done. Move on.
5,750, Jimmy?
Yeah, done.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Do it. Well, 5, 7. No, we don't have to propose each one. Propose at the end. But 5. Sorry. 5,750.
Okay.
Those. Right.
Okay.
Write these down. Are you writing these down?
Yeah, the circle round.
Office expenses. £500 this year. I thought that would go up. Maria's told me I'm wrong, and she says that should stay at 500.
I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We all agree at that. Auditor. I thought that would go up. Maria's told me I'm wrong, and Maria says we should put that down.
Yeah,
To
it's a different kind
200.
of audit now. It's not only about
I'd be
185.
guided by Maria.
Well, Maria said we don't need 275, that should be 200. Are we happy at 200? That's a decrease. Are we all happy at that?
Want a vote?
Well, I mean, if everybody's nodding, unless
Okay,
anybody's
fine.
saying anything.
You're not agreeing.
So we're looking at 200 on that.
Yeah.
Insurance is static at 1,000.
Yeah, it's 1,079, but yeah.
Well, 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we all happy at that? Jimmy?
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because we've already spent 1,079.
There's no more to.
Hmm?
There's no more. I don't
No,
think.
but it's not going to.
Okay.
Go
So
down.
make it
No, it doesn't
it'll
go up.
No, it'll be
Make
the
it-
same. probably
Okay,
be the same.
1,100.
1,100.
1,100 because it's 1,079.
Yeah.
1,100, Ruth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
happy?
1,100.
Okay.
Asset maintenance.
We've spent a lot this year.
We have
because
spent
did
a lot this
of
year.
Playground equipment, painting.
Yeah, I mean,
Such like-
basically, we had a budget there of 500 and we have spent £3,500.
And worth every penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all the repairs to the recreation and the painting.
So do we
playground.
think we've got any more works to be?
Well,
Well, there
we
is
need-
going to be some stuff at the old school field and bits and pieces. I mean, I said 750.
Right.
I said put that from 500. So, I mean, I think the bulk of the work has been broken, hasn't it, with the painting of the wreck last year and all that sort of
Just
thing.
to look at the
Capital
rust
projects,
report.
though,
Yeah.
That's not
So, I mean, I sort of said 750.
I'd agree with that.
Anybody else with any comments on that?
I'm happy with that because maintenance is maintenance. Some of the
Yeah.
things we've done actually is
Brand new
improvements.
Absolutely, yeah.
So keep the maintenance as that and then the other improvements are different.
So we're saying 750 for maintenance. Jimmy?
Yeah.
Ruth?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cyril?
Yes, sir.
Training, £1,000. Keep the same. We're going to have a new councillor come on board and Maria's got training coming up. So we need to have that £1,000, keep that the same,
Well,
yeah?
we certainly haven't spent much. have we?
No, we
we
haven't.
haven't
Of course,
spent much
that
last
one
year.
in March is
Yeah, that'll come under
a
that.
bit.
That will come under
That
that,
comes under
Jimmy.
this year, so that comes
No,
under
we
this
can
year,
budget
so
that
it's
into
fine.
this year.
Yeah,
What's
we
that?
had 900 set, Jimmy. We
Yeah.
only spent 130, so that's fine for this year. So it's
Okay.
fine. So,
£1,000, everybody happy?
Yeah.
this is the-
Okay. Village hall hire, 250. I think that's going to go up a tad. I put 300.
Yeah, last
Yeah,
year it was
you're right.
227.
Am I right,
Rates
the members of the village hall
Yeah.
committee?
They're going up from £5 to £7 an hour.
It'll
Okay.
be there, won't it? So.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be astronomical for the likes of
No,
us,
very
is it?
reasonable.
It was 227.
Okay. Website maintenance was 750. I thought that would increase. Maria told me I was incorrect, and we should keep that at 750.
Can't agree with Maria. You're
Yeah, it might even be less, but it's
It could
just
because
to
the
keep-
website's up.
We've got it
the
up and
work.
running.
Yeah, I just thought
Yeah.
it could be up, but Maria's told me that needs to stay at 750. Are you happy with that, everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fees and subscriptions. I put another £50 on this. Was I correct to do that, Maria?
Well, we probably leave it as it is, really.
We could leave that at 450.
Well, we've only
It's
spent
Capel,
260.
yeah.
So we're happy at 450.
Yeah.
Okay. You everybody happy, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Ruth? Cyril?
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, grounds maintenance. This is where we have spent or are going to spend a bit more. I think the problem we've got here is that the cuts are starting earlier and carrying on later.
But in the contract, when we've got the cut set at certain ones.
We have, but we're
we
having
have
to
asked
do
for extra
extra
ones.
cuts.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
It's a
Justin
global
asked
warming.
recently at the end of November, he said it does need cutting.
I mean,
And
it's
again, we
ridiculous.
go
We're
ahead
cutting the
because we had
grass in
to.
November and December now.
Well, we had to do that last cut because he said it was still growing,
Yeah.
we couldn't leave it.
So we had 4.5 last year. I proposed another £1,000 on this to cover this. Thoughts?
Might be a bit excessive, but let's be careful. I agree.
I think we should take
There
it
might
up
be
to 5.
tree works as well, possibly.
I'll take it
Oh
up
yes,
to
we've got
5.
some tree works
There
as well,
might be
haven't
some,
we?
yeah,
sorry.
possibly.
Yes, we've got tree works at the old school field,
Yeah,
don't
those
forget.
cherry trees.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the other thing,
That
sorry.
might cost
And we've got
to consider. Yeah.
the youth football team now, haven't
Yeah.
we? Because they were
Yeah.
playing later and
Yeah.
take cut, weren't they?
So they could be.
But that's
So-
an increase in use. So
Right, you're saying 5 here, Jimmy,
Yeah.
okay?
Fine.
And I'm saying 5.5. Anybody else got any figures to throw into the equation?
I'm with you.
Right, well let's have a vote. 5, those in favour of 5?
I'd stick with, I would recommend 5.5 just to have it.
Okay.
Just as a,
Right, those in favour of 5? Jimmy? 5.5? 5.5, okay. Grants and donations to remain the same at £600. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
How much have we spent?
342.
Yeah.
Spent, yeah, so far.
So far.
Yeah.
Maid, I put up for £50 to £500.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because you've given 450 the last.
We give them
last couple of
£450
years.
for the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Have they got back to us from?
No, not the village hall.
No,
No, that's
the
the
hub hasn't got back
hub
to us.
hasn't got back to us. But that's
We've,
separate. This is
given a
Maid.
donation
Yeah,
for Maid.
Right.
But,
I agree with that.
Is everybody?
Is everybody happy with 500? Jimmy?
Inflation.
Yeah.
Ruth?
Yep.
Cyril?
Yes, sir.
We're happy at 500. Entertainment,
And that was only
Free.
for the marquees.
£1,500. Now, we're obviously going to do, there's going to be things happening. We've got the street party going. We're looking at a barn dance and various bits and pieces. And I think that the committee, because they've given a lot of their money away now, will probably come and see if there's any help that the parish council can give to put on some entertainment for the village free of charge like we have done previously. So I propose to keep this the same at £1,500.
But that was what I fought for when I got it put to 15, so that the village
Have some money that we can
Yeah.
spend.
for
Yeah,
a wreck and parties.
absolutely.
Barn
Yeah.
dancing.
Well, if we've got a barn dance and we've got a street party and we can
Yeah,
actually
same as last year,
finance
15.
a lot of that, that's something for the village, anybody can come to.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a summer
The
fair.
barn dance has been booked.
The barn dance has been booked,
What
right?
date's
We're not
it?
going to have a summer fair. I propose £1,500 again. Anybody with any other figures? Okay, we're happy. Right. Risk. Maria said leave at £1,000. Everybody happy?
Yes.
Bit risky.
Minor works, £1,500. Oh, sorry, £500. Leave as. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Street lighting.
We haven't done it.
We haven't been billed. We have got more street lights now.
Yeah.
We've got the other one. I propose to put
Yeah,
another
last year
200.
it was 660, so
Yeah,
it's probably
it's
going to
gonna
be at least
increase.
700. So
I proposed £1,000 to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Anybody with any other figures on that? Everybody happy at £1,000?
Yeah, it's on here. We both do it because we're
Well, it could include the phone box because if we get
not sure if
I don't know who the, who
if
likes
we get caught,
Might be great.
yeah. £1,000.
we've got 1,000 then.
Happy at £1,000? Jimmy?
Yeah.
Ruth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cyril?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we add that up,
21,400.
You think we should go?
you've done it as you've gone along?
Yeah.
21,400.
Maria's going to double check.
I'll check and
Now that-
if we can get the same figure.
That is an increase, but I think the last 2 years we've actually knocked it right down. And we have got it down to the bones, and I think we've actually run it really tight this year.
So it's £2 up. 21,400 or 20.
21,400.
It's £2 up.
Wait for Maria to double check.
But we've had the stuff on the rack with the entertainment, and we've had more football.
I think we've provided more for less, actually.
I've got the figures
I've
for
got
the
21,400.
That's what we've got, 21,400.
Yeah.
I've got the figures for the precepts for the last, since 2008, 2009.
So
And
that's up to.
2011 was 29,
Yeah.
2012 was 25,
Yeah,
2013,
Yeah, it's
23.
not. This is
We
down.
fought for 19 last year, and with this one, it still comes under what
Yeah.
we're doing 13, 14, so I think.
I think what we've done,
We'll
Jimmy,
get good
I
value
think
for
from
money.
being up there, we've got it
Good
right down
housekeeping.
to where we need to be, so we knew exactly where we were
Yeah.
playing with. We are borderline this year, and a slight increase.
We've
I don't
taken
think
it line by line.
I think we've
Can't
taken
do
it line by line.
If we did, we've still got spare money.
Oh, you've still got the.
We've still got the reserves.
deposit account.
We've still got the
Yeah.
reserves.
If-
40, yeah.
Absolutely, the reserves stay untouched. Well, not the, we've got absolutely money we can spend, but the actual 30%, 25%?
25% was what we agreed.
Okay, so we have a precept there, ladies and gentlemen, of 21,400. Now I need a proposer for that. I've got 3 proposers. Who wants to propose it? Ruth can propose it. I need a seconder for that. Jimmy.
Jimmy, okay.
Those in favour? Those against? Thank you. God, what an easy way to set a precept. Remember what it used to be like? But this is very true. Okay, right, 462, finance for the village hall roof repair. I think we've been through that one, Douglas, really. You've covered that, haven't
We
you?
have.
Anything more to say?
No, I'd like to say something else about which I touched on last time. And if I'm out of order, you can say I can't talk about it now. But there was a problem with kids getting on the railway in Collins Close, and I suggested maybe we could use some of our Section 106 monies to do some fencing there. I'd chuck it in as a suggestion.
Well, they're going to, if that development goes ahead, they're going to do that, aren't they?
Oh,
That's what they talked
Yeah,
about.
Development's
Susan-
going to put the fence over
Last
the
one.
back.
Yeah.
Susan,
I've been
right.
copied in
Yeah.
correspondence with County Council and Susan, and that something's happening
Yeah.
slowly, I think.
Oh, so
I
it's
keep-
not-
Yeah.
All right,
No,
fair
they're
enough.
doing-
They're
they're
Obviously,
doing it.
if they're
I'm going
not,
to do
if
it
they're not
twice.
going to do
No.
it, then I can put it on the agenda.
It all depends on the
It needs to be done. Yeah.
consultation meeting to them when the
Yeah.
housing thing could the plan.
It's their land, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a padlock on the gate, but I mean, there's still
Well,
a
it's
fence.
stupid because you
still
can
getting
actually-
the fence, though.
Anyhow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
who gets killed in between.
I'll ask Susan again when I speak to her.
Oh.
But I think
Sorry,
it's-
I just, because we're rushing through this, I don't want to miss the opportunity to show both both parts here. I'll just straighten this down for the
It's
camera.
haven't been
almost
to
too
the loo for a while.
tasteful.
Eh?
It's almost too tasteful.
Do you think so?
Jamie, yes.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that both got an airing, to be honest with you. Douglas, is there anything else on finance for the original roof repair, or is that basically
No,
covered?
well,
We've
Bruce
covered
covered
that.
it admirably.
Okay, that's fine.
Would you like it on the agenda in January?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think keep it on the agenda.
Keep it on.
Yeah,
Village
keep
hall
it warm.
finance. Keep it.
Well, yes.
Right.
I'll see what I can get together by then.
Okay, electoral review of South Cambridgeshire. Now, you've all had this and read it, and we just touched on it briefly with
Yeah.
Philippa. The general view from people I've spoken to is that we should support Philippa on this, and she's very keen that we support her.
And the principal.
And the principal.
Yeah.
Are we happy to do that? Are we happy to get Maria to write back and basically say
Status quo.
status
We
quo?
want to
Yes.
stay with Melbourne.
Stay.
We want to stay as we are.
I can't see
In
the
fact, we're
point of
thinking of
us going
getting
outside the
married.
main road, you know, I mean, we're,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
You know, it'll very likely be an enlarged ward. You'll stay with Meldreth, and likely as not, we will acquire Melbourne as well. I
Well,
think, and be a two-member ward. I think that's the plan.
okay.
That's what I think you should
Support.
probably support. Yes, if that's what's on the
But
table.
at least Melbourne's
But
next
if you
door.
just indicate you want to stay with Meldreth, and that's
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
But even
yeah.
with Melbourne, we've got Maid on here and all
Exactly,
that.
you've got lots of shared
Well, we've got
services,
connection with that
so it makes
anyhow,
a lot of
obviously.
sense,
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Hayden is.
I know. Well, I think they may well be included as well, because you have to have what's it called? It's like proximity. There's another word for it. They have to be
Near.
shared
Yeah.
boundaries.
Near,
Yes.
close.
And there aren't really that many other places.
Adjacent to.
Hayden, yes, Hayden and Chiswick could share with.
That sounds sensible.
Okay.
Melbourne.
But
We
Melbourne's
like
used to
Melbourne.
dealing with Hayden and the Chiswicks anyway.
Okay. Are we happy for Maria to write back to support that?
Yes.
Is everybody
Yeah,
okay with that?
absolutely. Send it round.
we don't want to be going farm here and stop, we want to stop in the city.
We will, if you stop giggling in the audience. Hello? Philippa? Sorry.
What's
It's like having two schoolgirls in the audience.
Try and help
They
them.
should-
don't
And
you?
you're trying to help them and they just
You
don't
put it on the
listen.
agenda and
I know.
they can't be bothered to
What?
listen.
And they can't take you seriously.
I wonder why.
Sorry, Jack, you were saying.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Okay, we are happy to support that.
Yes.
Eh? Yes, we
I'll send
are.
it.
Okay, we will do that. You will send something round for us to have a quick look at and we'll do that.
We've got
And the
until the
next
1st of
one is
February, it
difficult. We're
says.
going to have a difficult
The
choice
1st of
on the next
February.
Okay. Right, 644. Sad this with Sean, because he was a good guy. As we've discussed previously, we've actually, he's no longer a councillor because of non-attendance and non-apology. We have been through the process now for calling an election. We have had no election call, and we've had confirmation from South Cambs that we are now in a position where we can co-opt. So we need to get out there and make that known that we're going to be able to co-op. Now I'm going to just tag this into something else because this is just something we're talking about. South Cambs want to hold a public meeting or consultation with regard to the proposed housing development on either the 18th, no, they're going to hold it on the 20th of January in the village hall here. This is the proposal that was put in front of us. We've only found that out today. What I suggest is that because it's Christmas and because I'll have a bit of time and other people will as well, I think we should leaflet drop the village, and I'm happy to. You're happy to get that up.
It's in their stockings.
Yeah, you get that up and you.
Incorporated 3 different things.
Well, that's exactly what I was just going to say. So we can incorporate that with a vacancy for a parish councillor, and the third thing has gone totally out of my head.
To promote the website.
And to promote the
things in one
website.
leaflet.
So to do a leaflet that we're going to drop round to the entire village, so A, they are aware of a public meeting on the 20th of January
For a major
6
development.
to 8.
for a major planning development. B, they are aware of a vacancy for a parish councillor that we can co-opt, and C, they've got more information about the website. I'm happy to walk that around the village between Christmas and New Year and print it, and Maria will do the leaflet in bits and pieces. Are we happy to do that?
Yes,
Are you happy for us to do that? Yeah?
I'll give you a hand if you need it.
That's fine. Well, I think there's a few people that will be wandering about walking
I'll do the plan.
Yes,
Well,
Philippa.
a procedural point. Are you, presumably, you'll have a contested election if there is more than one applicant?
The election has not been called. We've been
No.
through that process. We are now in a position to co-opt, so it
Yeah.
will be no different to how we co-opted Ruth or Richard,
Well, no, but
where...
Ruth's was a contested election,
No,
wasn't
it
it?
wasn't. No, it was co-option.
Well,
The
there
last
was a contest
There was a-
between
there was-
two people.
there were
who
two
wanted-
people.
The last contested election for the parish council was me.
Okay,
When I was-
sorry.
Yeah, we've already had a notice up for the designated period.
Yeah.
Oh, I
already,
see.
yeah.
That's all
Okay,
gone.
and no,
Yeah,
and
and
the
the
We've passed
newsletter.
that and we've not had
The
an election
deadline was
called.
the 7th
Right.
of December.
So we are just
Several
into,
got
into
trampled.
They
co-option
were
now.
banging the door down.
Well, when Ruth
Okay.
come,
Yeah.
I wasn't here when Ruth come on board.
Yes.
I was in hospital. We had somebody wanted to come at the
We
same
did,
time.
and I've
Yeah,
had a
they
chat
were.
with them and they're no longer interested.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So we've already been down that route.
But we're going to extend it. We're going to do the
Yes,
collection in
because
February.
because of the Christmas period and everything, and we can do this. I suggest that we actually do the co-option in February instead of January, because otherwise it just gives people more time and it gives us more time to get bits and pieces out. I mean, we may not have anybody, in which case it would
Should
be
we
an
ask
open-
in Meldreth? We have had councillors from Meldreth before.
I think it would be in Shepreth.
No.
There's a co-option
Margaret
procedure that you have to.
That's not a parish council.
No.
Was,
Yeah.
she was a parish councillor.
Was she?
They've got to
Yeah,
fulfil
Margaret,
certain.
No, she didn't.
They've got to fulfil
She lives where
certain.
she lives.
They've got to fulfil certain
She,
criteria.
she lived in Meldreth and she...
Yeah, I think they've
she
got
was
to.
councillor.
Yeah.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll send everybody round the co-option procedure because they've got to fill. Oh, it's on the
It's already
website.
on the
Yeah.
website. Yeah.
But first of all, I think what we should do is look in the village.
Yeah,
To be honest with you.
definitely.
Yeah.
So if everybody's happy,
Just-
then we'll get a leaflet drafted up and we'll get that dropped round, and that will have the consultation for the housing development, the vacancy for parish councillor, and also promoting the website. Is everybody happy for us to do that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, fine.
The housing development consultation is run by not by the parish council.
No,
it's
it's-
a public meeting.
It's a
but
public
we're just
meeting,
gonna help
it's
promote it.
South Cambs, isn't it? Yeah, we just help promote it, but it definitely is not run.
No,
by
but
us.
you're all welcome to attend.
Yes.
And once they've done their consultation, we get the plans coming through.
We will get a planning
Yeah,
application
we
to be
haven't
dealt
got
with
that yet
in
at
the
all.
normal way.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we can then deal with that planning application how we see fit, but we do need to get it out there to the public that there is going to be this consultation going on. But it's not a meeting that's run by Shepreth Parish Council. Okay. Right, 645 correspondence received for information only. We've had one freedom of information request, which I think has just about been dealt with now. It was a bit of a scattergun one, asking for copies of emails mentioning a certain person going back 6, 7, 8 months. It was, I would definitely call it a scattergun. Freedom of, I mean, basically just shooting around, see what they can find. But I think we dealt with it, and there was nothing really in there anyhow.
So is it dead?
It's not dead, we've got to go back
give it
to
back
them.
so that
Yeah.
it's ready to
Well,
go
it's
back.
important.
And I think because of that, I'd like to put on the agenda next month dealing with
Vexatious.
Yeah,
vexatious complaints.
yeah.
There is a policy there, and it's just frustrating the amount of money that's being spent. And South Cams are quite keen for us to take look at this now, aren't they? Because of certain.
They're giving the thumbs up, I
Well, it's up to the parish council.
It's up to the parish
don't.
council.
No, they're not
Yes.
saying don't.
South Cams are
Well,
saying,
put in the bill, aren't they?
yeah, South Cams I think would support it now because it's there's one or two things that are just.
There's a point from.
Can I just clarify, what
Yes.
they've said is that if the Shepreth Parish Council, or if any parish council deemed certain residents to be vexatious complainants, then that would be a very strong steer
Yeah.
at the council to deem complaints directed to the parish, to the district council, to be treated similarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take it into account. But,
Yeah. I think so. So I think we should perhaps look at that.
Yeah.
Any other correspondence?
Well, we had a thank you letter. We received a thank you letter from the Melbourne District Library for your generous donation.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Good.
Anything else? No? Okay. Invitation for members of the public to offer suggestions for future debate. Anything from our vast audience? No?
No.
Okay.
Job?
Ruth, anything for next month?
No,
Mr. Kenzie, anything for next month?
No.
Douglas?
Yeah, we've got to start spending it.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
we
no,
need
no.
projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need projects.
We need projects.
Can we say thanks to John Butler for doing the
Oh, yes.
Very good
news
point.
letter? That's what I was
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
yeah.
a new
Got
editors now.
Yeah.
And some new editors,
Oh,
but
Sarah-
he's done it for years
Sarah
really well,
Smithson.
so
Yeah.
Sarah Smithson's the main
just
lady.
like to acknowledge that in some way.
Well spoken.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Nobody's here. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Three of them.
Three, Sarah's the main
Three
one.
editors now.
Yeah.
Jimmy?
So,
Okay, I've got nothing. So all that
so
remains
having
for...
said no,
Oh, right.
I've found this in the South
Oh.
Cams magazine. Queen for the Queen. South Cams are suggesting a sort of a communities-wide litter pick on
Oh,
the
should we do it again
weekend
then?
of the 4th, the
We'll
6th of
see you
March.
there.
Well, WI always do one
In
sort
the
of in the
spring,
spring,
don't
don't they?
We
So
could tie it in with that possibly.
yeah, maybe we could tie
Could
it.
I do Buckingham Palace? I'll go and have a clean round for this.
3 o'clock in the morning.
So
Okay.
we'll get in touch with the WI and
Okay.
I'll get in touch with WI about that.
Thank you.
It just remains for me to... oh, you've got the Village Hall market this weekend, haven't you?
Yes, oh yes,
Brilliant.
please
Actually,
do come.
just for
Sounds good.
everyone there. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It just remains for me to wish everybody a very happy Christmas and a peaceful and prosperous New Year. Could I just very quickly personally thank everybody for their support this year and everything everybody's done. And I hope you have a good Christmas, and I might even buy you a drink in the plough. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry.
Just make a request that we have a